Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to another blazing edition of Living World of Darkness Werewolf Venue, where tonight we find Emmett Wilson and Nico Lacasse having left the sept. Emmett called Nico because he was looking for Vale and couldn't find him, and so he thought, hey, let me talk to my old buddy Nico. He might know where he is. Nico came out to the sept, and some interesting words were exchanged, and some interesting things went down, and Emmett realized that Nico is certainly and most definitely Vale's father, and that inside of that broken and beaten man, there is certainly someone who has been standing against the Garou for almost this half a century. And after everything is said and done, and Nico invited everyone back to his place, only Emmett seemed interested in going back to his friend's house. Much to Emmett's surprise, Nico, as they were leaving, told him that he was quite glad that he was the only one going with him. What, in dear Lord's name, did that quiet, mysterious kinfolk mean? This is where our scene finds us to figure it out. So, Nico will lead Emmett towards the subway, kind of just casually walking with his hands in his pocket, not particularly saying or doing anything. Doesn't look particularly tense. He's just there.
So, tonight was pretty interesting, yeah?
What did you find so intriguing about it?
Well, that Leo guy, he's the second Shadow Lord I've ever met. First one was Andre.
I've heard of Andre. I've heard Andre keeps company with Red Talons.
Hey, Red Talon, at least. Oh, right, those two others. Yeah. They seem alright.
My son told me that it was Andre who helped him to realize something very important he thought he needed to hear. He tells me much of the sept. That Vale, even unwittingly, should not presume to do Gaia's job, or presume himself to be more wise than she. Just quietly look at him. How old are you, Emmett?
I actually just hit 19.
So young. I remember when I was 19, Vale was a year old, and I was living in Florida. I had just moved. Most people don't know, and Vale doesn't want to talk about it, but he was born in Greece. But just barely. We moved after a year. We stayed with our parents for the first year. And then after that, it's common in Greece to do that. And then after that, we moved into our own home here in Florida. My wife took a position in the sept, my ex-wife. The position in the sept that we ended up in, and that she's now alpha. Were you aware of Garou society or Garou life before your change?
Oh, sorry?
Were you aware of Garou society or life before your change?
No, not even remotely. All I had was this water skin my dad left for me. Left a couple of things for my older brothers as well. Dad just said that these weren't important to Mom, so just hang on to them.
I was born to the people. You remember the tales I told you of myself?
Yeah.
He'll lead him down the subway steps. He can take two at a time. He's got a long stride. And when you get to the bottom, he'll pull his wallet out and he'll pull his card out and he'll swipe it and he'll tell you to go. He says, go, go, go.
Okay. And it's just gonna move on through.
And he'll follow, swiping it again. And the station on a Saturday night in fucking Manhattan by Central Park is packed. I am very well aware of this. At any point in time, that station is squishing room only. So he'll kind of go, I hate this. These crowds. Ugh. He'll shake his head.
It's not too
But unless
bad.
you plan on camping out on a bench, we're gonna have to. So we'll kind of and rush into a car, making sure not to lose hold of Emmett. He'll take his arm, basically hook his arm into his to make sure they stay together. This is actually not an uncommon thing in New York. That's not even romantic. A lot of people do that. Friends, relatives, things like that, to stay together. And he'll do that to Emmett. But Emmett notices that when they get onto the cart, when they're on the train, and the crowds begin to press in them, Nico does not let go of his. He does not seem to be particularly possessive of it. But where most people, when they get into the car, would let go of his arm, Nico has not.
And it doesn't say anything. He's looking off into space like he's thinking. He looks down at his hand. He just looks up again. All he does is nod. He just keeps holding on. No big deal.
One thing that Emmett would notice is that Nico smells very good. Now that you're pressed so close to him. He smells like metal and wood smoke and vanilla, and he smells like cedar. And it seems as though it's almost a natural scent for him to smell that way. He doesn't have he just has a very almost masculine scent while still being very natural. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's shaven more recently than that, so he's very clean. His face is still, he's got a short stubble, but here and here and around, it's just trim. He's not a little fucking wreck over here. Mm-hmm. And he'll look down at Emmett and he'll say, is this crowd too much for you? I know that it can be a bit pressing. And he has the unspoken for your kind in his eyes, as in Garu.
It's fine. People are going to make space for us pretty soon. I think you know why. Plus, he looks around. My baseball team tends to favor places like these anyway.
Oh, I understand. Playing for City League, I see.
Yeah.
I know that about you, though. Phil's told me. I actually know a lot about you.
Oh, really?
When Bill first wakes up, he doesn't shut up. He gets his coffee and he just keeps talking and talking and talking. Hey, I don't mind hearing it. I'm cooking him breakfast and just listening to him before he leaves to work. It's not a privilege I had for a long time. He was gone for quite some time. 7 years. 6. I'm sorry, 6. He was gone for 6 years.
So, I'm sorry to bring this up again, but you are a very strong person to be able to deal with what you dealt with.
Yeah.
for as long as you dealt with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how did you keep going?
My children. I knew that if something happened to me, then they'd be left to that. Especially Vale, I didn't want that to happen to him. It's not that I didn't think he wasn't strong enough to handle it, it's just I'm his father. And it's my duty as a father to care for him. And after a while, you get used to it, honestly. It's sad to say. But you know where they'll hit. Your muscles learn what they like to do, where they snap and how they snap, and what they do. You can avoid it. As long as she didn't touch the kids, I was okay. She did once or twice, but I always stopped her. At that point, that was too far. She could wail on me all day for all I care, and she's broken every bone up and down this side, my chest, my ribs. She's broken my fingers. This one won't bend right. She's broken my arms, fractured my skull once, broke my jaw, my nose. I touch his nose. My cheekbone. She did that to Vale too, though. She broke Vale's cheekbone, cut. If you look under Vale's eye, he has a scar. On the other side, he's got one from Callie accidentally hit him. It was really an accident. And he's got a little mark now. But he's got a pretty serious scar right here, where his mother hit him. She clocked him clean and broke his jaw, his cheek, and opened his skin. It took 15 stitches to close. At that point, I was livid at that point. It was the only time I ever considered retaliating or striking her back. She didn't touch Echo much. She spanked her once or twice, but yeah, I won't lie, even out-spanked my children. Not, I won't wail on them, if you understand what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
No.
But a little pop here or there to recreate.
Yeah.
We have the belt, if you know what I mean.
Well, hey, even my dad got me with the belt if I stepped out of line too much.
To this day, if I take my belt off and snap it around Vale, you should see what happens. Do it one day. Take your belt off and snap it around Vale and watch what happens. He'll jump clean out of his skin. Consider it a pro tip.
All right. Although I'm not too worried about Vale. I think Alan needs to be worried about Vale.
I can agree. I can agree to that. I mean, I think Vale needs to not be cocky and walk into it forgetting that he's dealing with a Garu. If that was one of my, I didn't want to tell that to Logan, but that's actually one of my main fears, is that Vale's going to forget he's dealing with Garu one day. And that what it takes to be able to face Garu full on is not something that he has yet to get to. I can still best him in a wrestling match. You look surprised. Does that surprise you?
I mean, it's obvious that you still like work out and all that. So I mean,
No,
yeah.
I don't. I've never worked out.
Really?
No, I'm a contractor, Emmett. He'll take his arm and he'll kind of curl his bicep, not like look at me, but like a natural curl. And he'll kind of eye it down, inviting Emmett to touch.
And it's just gonna be like, well, whatever.
Yeah, that's a gun right there.
Okay.
He's got some biceps. Again, I had to defend myself against Onarum. I'm amazed my son is marrying a Fury Arun, to be honest, after what he went through. But Callie is a different girl, and she's a different stripe, and she's a different type. And I adore my daughter-in-law. I love her, and I welcome her into my family with open arms. I think she's perfect for my son. She can be a little bit flaky at times, but that's Garu for you. They have a pretty big fight going on. What about your guns? Let's see. What kind of poke your bicep?
whatever strength 2 feels like.
It's average. So
Yeah.
probably like either strength 2 or 3.
Huh?
He's probably about you. So you just poke. He'll smile softly.
Yeah. Getting your ass kicked by Travis a lot works you out.
As I understand it, my son one time took you to a draw.
Yeah.
And as I understand it, he caused the guard the other day to call. It was a Bonar, I think it was.
If it was Antonio, yeah.
Emmett would notice that Nico is looking over his face. You can make a perception of it if you want.
Getting all that good chameleon bonuses. Oh dear God! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was 6.
Hold on.
Okay.
There you go, girl.
Okay. This in the chat here. This is what it is.
Yep.
Okay. All right. And it's just gonna. He's gonna get a very curious look about him. And it's not freaked out or anything like that, but he's just gonna kind of smile at Nico a little bit.
You want me to make a here, let me ask you this. You want one of these?
Oh, you can go for it if you want to.
Okay. What do you think the difficulty should be? Honestly.
I would just be like standard 6.
Oh, okay. Good.
Because I mean, these are both people that really aren't like actively trying to hinder one another in doing what they're doing.
Okay. So move.
Oh my God! All that beautiful pure breed. Yeah. No, so at that point, Emmett is just going to be like, all right.
That's 6 successes. I see Vale does take after him.
Wait, what?
I see Vale does take after him. He'll get a very soft, kind of sweet little a smirk that looks like this, basically, like kind of a. And then he kind of like gives him more of a look. You are, and I don't normally do this, but I have to say you are a very handsome young man.
Oh well, thank you. I could really say the same about you.
Sparing me the young part?
Oh please, you look like you're in your what, 30s, easy.
30s. Jeez, I'm almost 50. I'll be 50 next month.
Yeah, no, I know how old you are, but I'm saying how old you look.
Now you're just flattering me. He'll step in a little bit closer to him. Just enough not to be too forward. Just enough. But I don't mind. You don't see me complaining, do you?
Not at all.
As I said, this is very new for me. This is not something I normally do. But maybe I need that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you.
He'll go quiet for the rest of the ride, unless Emmett asks him any questions or anything like that.
Emmett was going to say one thing.
Okay, go ahead.
Say, considering he's still in a crowded subway, he's just going to say, my line of work is it's particularly dangerous.
Mhm.
I mean, I've run into, he looks around again, environmental hazards more times than I can count over the past, 2-3 weeks.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, I see it. I can check out at any time. May as well live
Cool.
life to its fullest.
It's completely understandable. And I'm told I have one foot in the grave and could be dead tomorrow morning for all we know.
Let's hope not tomorrow morning.
Oh,
My bad. Too much?
blush. He'll actually blush a little bit at that. Oh, fun. And that will shut him up for the rest of the ride. He'll get him home. He'll get him to the station. They'll walk down some of the more historic parts of the East Village, and he'll fish his key out. And he'll say, "Do me a favor and stay on the porch for a second, okay? Just a minute."
Sounds good.
And he's going to reach out and touch Emmett's chin very softly for a second. And then he'll turn back and go inside. And after about a good actual 2 to 3 minutes, he'll stick his head back out and he'll say, "No one's home."
Well, isn't that curious?
I didn't expect that. Mega is not here, nor is my niece, nor is Vale and Xavier, though I imagine I know where they are. And it's just you and I. Come on.
Sounds good. And it's just
And
gonna walk.
do you know, by the way, how to put? I've seen people like have an overlay up and then put a picture. Do you know how to do that?
I've been trying to figure that out.
Motherfuckers. No. I'll just switch over his picture in a second. He'll bring him inside, get settled. I'll send you pictures later of what their house looks like because I have pictures of it. And he'll say, "I think I promised you a drink, didn't I?"
Yeah. What do we have?
Tell me. I have an entire fully stocked bar is what I have. He'll take him over to the bar. It is an actual full stock, top shelf, fucking everything you could want bar. And he'll say, "Tell me though, do you what kind of music do you like? Do you like jazz, a little bit of everything, world, blues? What do you like?"
I'm pretty cool with most music. I mean, I'm rather partial to more electronic sounds like drum and bass, chill stuff like that. But
you'd probably take me as the type of person who's into oldies or something like that. But back in my day, I used to listen to Ministry.
oh, okay.
But I can appreciate jazz and a little more softer stuff, Lorena McKinnon, stuff like that. But normally I'm listening to things like the Foo Fighters, which I think is probably the greatest band existence, Nirvana, Bush, Primal, Metallica, White Snake, stuff like that.
Okay, I can dig that.
As far as electronica goes, I like electronica. So many different. See, when electronica was just starting and coming up when I was not younger, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Give me a second, really quickly, to check something. I'd have to say. Ow, not again. My husband elbowed me in the neck earlier. And it's made me like, I'm having trouble talking for a second, but it passed. Probably Fatboy Slim. I like Fatboy Slim. Aphex Twins, Depeche Mode, Daft Punk. That's good. That's electronica, right?
Daft Punk is, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I can dig those. I have a little bit of that on my laptop.
So I'll find some good electronica to put on for them. Some of them are like not quite so harder fucking electronica. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Zombie, put on White Zombie, fuck it.
No. Okay. I was gonna say Emmett puts on some stuff by Seba and Seven Lions and stuff, and kind of makes a quick little playlist.
You know what? Fuck it, Emmett. Let's put on Sade. Just put on Sade. Running this kind of party. And yeah, he'll ask you, what do you want to drink?
You know what? I haven't had wine. Like ever. Let's get some wine.
Fine. I have he'll open up his wine refrigerator and he'll say, I have Grigio, Pinot Noir, Cabernet Sauvignon, I have Merlot. I'm not drinking any fucking Merlot. I have Zinfandel Riesling. I am not opening that bottle though. I'll kind of look at him and I'll say, you know what? I'm in the mood for something dark, smoky, a mouthful. Why don't we try this Cabernet Sauvignon? Dead in his face when he said that.
Each adjective Nico said, like, Emmett shifted a little bit, and then when he was finally like that Chardonnay, he just kind of, he didn't deflate, like it wasn't any kind of disappointment, but now at this point he kind of chuckled at himself a little bit.
He'll pull out his church key there and he'll pop open the bottle and pour 2 glasses. And he'll hand one to Emmett and he'll say, to living in the moment.
All right. Emmett swishes around the drink a little bit, looks at it, he tastes it. Not bad. You know the kind of wine I'd like to taste sometime? Other than this is still fine. Something that's been a bit, how should I say, refined. The very, very specific, almost exotic kind of taste.
Let me guess. A Greek brand?
Could be.
He'll touch his jaw, lean in, and place a soft kiss on his lips. And oh, can that man kiss? And he'll give him a good, about a 30-minute kiss. A little tease, nothing too much. Pull back and look at his face. And he'll say, well,
I'm still sitting here.
Standing, but I can see how you'd be sitting in a moment. Laying, hopefully in a few more, but...
Ooh.
I have to tell you, though, it's been quite some time since I've entertained company. And the last company I entertained was the same company I had entertained for the past 30 years. Since we are sampling each other's flavors, I do feel the need to tell you I've only been with one person.
Hey, same here.
Oh, how refreshing. But I do want to let you know that before either of us goes into this, I don't, my son is the one who marries after meeting somebody, knowing them for a week. I enjoy your company, but my intentions aren't to follow in his suit.
Hey,
I'd like to be good company. I'd like to keep you good company. We'll see where things go. Okay?
hey, sounds good to me.
And one last thing
So,
involving the more sides of it. I'm not particularly. I don't disagree with what we're doing, but I don't think it's the best idea to tell anyone. I think it gets brought up. Whatever. But I wouldn't go out of my way to tell Vale or Xavier or the Sept what goes on between us.
hey, I'm fine with that.
Now that that's out of the way. Oh, did you say something?
Oh, I was just going to say, my day job is fighting for Gaia. What I do behind closed doors is my business, and whoever I happen to be sharing that room with.
Did you ever find a place to stay?
Oh, well, I do have a small apartment not too far away from the Sept. I kind of bounce between there on occasion, mostly when I have research to take care of, stuff like that.
You'll have to show me one day.
Wouldn't mind that.
He'll lean over and kiss his neck gently. Just kind of letting his lips play across his skin. Softly. Not so soft as though he's kissing a woman.
Meanwhile, Emmett's getting a little handsy.
Is he now?
Like he's not he's not going below the waist at this point, but yeah.
He would notice that Nico indeed is in prime physical condition and has rather developed muscles. But they're not the kind that one gets when they lift weights and they target their when they target, it's more because he's been working the jobs he has and lifting so much and moving so much. His butt bends and very, very toned. And his muscles are more lean and long, almost like a swimmer or that's bulky like a bodybuilder. And he'll kind of pull Emmett's arms around his body and trace his fingertips up Emmett's spine inside his shirt.
Okay. Is Nico wearing a belt?
Nope.
He's not?
Nice.
Oh, sorry, you're cutting out.
Oh, he's wearing a belt.
Oh, he is wearing a belt?
No.
No? Oh, okay. His pants are buttoned.
He's wearing jeans and a t-shirt.
Okay. The pants are no longer buttoned.
He'll kind of look down, smile, and pull Emmett's shirt off. You're a bold one. I'll give you that. And I like it. You're very bold. Do you want to go upstairs?
I thought you'd never ask.
Well, follow me then. He'll take his hand. And I actually have a picture of what his bedroom looks like. It's I can put it in my overlay. But he'll lead him up about a good the building that their house is in and that they converted it from is about 4 stories. and he takes him all the way to the top. His bedroom is in the attic. But it's not a junky, drafty, dreary attic. He has worked very diligently to turn his bedroom into a perfect New York style loft. That, as he pauses on the stairs to give Emmett a deep kiss, unbutton his pants as well as unbuckle them if he has to.
Are we in the... Wait, are we still just outside?
Yeah, we're outside of his room. He hasn't gotten in there quite yet. He's deciding to tease his fair boy toy for a bit. He wants to savor this treat.
Okay.
So, he hasn't quite gotten him to his bedroom yet. When he does, his bedroom looks like this. That is what his bedroom looks like.
Okay.
So, very large, very airy. It's dark now, but he'll turn the lights on. And he'll smile at him and say, "This is my room." I know. It's simple, but it's mine. I get the whole top floor to myself.
Let's make the simple a little more complex. And he pulls Nico, and he just calmly pushes him on the bed.
Oh, he'll kind of chuckle, and he'll say, "How far do you want to take this, Emmett?"
Let's play it by ear.
By ear, he'll kind of catch his earlobe in his teeth and nibble gently.
Yeah, pretty much like that.
That, I see. He'll kind of reach up and nibble more of the top of his ear. Like that? Is that? You want me to play by this? Or do you want me to, and his hands will run down his body, heading towards, and he'll say, "Oh, do you want me to play by this?"
Well, you've heard what the others have been saying. Go full ham.
Then I shall. And he will kiss him deeply, and we can end the scene there on a fade to... Is it racist if I say fade to black right now?
No, because that's what Nico's doing.
I'm sorry, because that's exactly what Nico's doing. Fade to black. Never going back. So, for those watching, I hope we have thoroughly enjoyed you. Enjoyed you. Oh, I hope you enjoyed us and our adventures into very interesting times for this May-September relationship hookup thing. Breakfast is going to be awkward for everyone else, but not them. What? I just had sex with him, that's all. Thank you for watching this edition of Werewolf World of Darkness video. Night!
We're still live. We're still live.